We have here a slight mystery, but perhaps in a moment not so much when we get back far enough that you can see what it is we're looking at. It's a little hard to get the exposure right. It looks like probably this is an old buoy from the mining industry. Obviously it's very rusted out. It was totally buried on these people's property, and they happened to spot the, well, not totally buried, but about half buried, and they happened to spot it the other day and decided to dig it up and see what it was. And it took a while, and one of the people, the homeowner, actually had some broken ribs and shouldn't be working, and he got so excited that his friends had to insist that he sit in the car while they work. They were afraid he was going to re-injure himself. It's kind of an interesting piece of equipment. Now, clearly some of the features on it are that it had a heavy chain with a big eye bolt attached through either end. It's completely hollow except for the rod running through the center, and at one time obviously this certainly would have floated as long as it was watertight until it rusted out, and it looks like it would have been made watertight because where the eye bolt goes in, it looks like it was actually welded around there, so it was welded as a single manufactured unit. And you can see that the through bolt, which had the eye bolts at either end, that the through bolt inside here, let's see if we can get down and get the exposure down enough there, runs from end to end. It's about a 1-inch piece of rod that runs through there. To give you some perspective of the size of this thing, here, this is my hand, which is, you know, pretty good sized hand, and there you get an idea of the eye bolt. Now I've got about, I'd say that's about a 7.5 inches across, this eye bolt right here. The chain is good, heavy, log chain quality, you'd say. You could hold a pretty good load with that. It's not going to go anywhere easily, and the clevis here is also pretty solid, good sized. Now, it's been exposed to the elements for quite some time because, you know, there are major portions of it where the metal is completely and 100% gone. And apparently the dogs just decided that either this buoy is active or me being an infrequent visit over here is just too much. Well, anyway, that gives you a bit of a look at it. Now, to give you another perspective of the size of the buoy itself, here we'll put my hat over here, and you can see that now it's a buoy with a hat, and I guess it's probably, you could call it a cowboy hat. Alright, so we'll call that good, and we'll try to identify it before we write up a story about it later.